How about peeing while we're still in the bathroom?
Oh, I pee in front of my friends, in front of you,
Yeah, not an issue.
in front of my sister. Like, it's not an issue.
It's not an issue.
I literally can pee in front of anyone.
I feel almost like culturally too that for men peeing in front of others is no big deal because we also do it all the time. Either we do it outside or in a public restroom at a urinal. There's always a bunch of guys. You go to a sports game or to a concert where you got these big troughs basically. So that's never an issue for men, I think, but also for women. With other women, probably not an issue. But then again, I don't know.
No, for me, it's not been an issue. Like, I just feel like I have gone to even a public bathroom with my friends, and like there were people in the line, and they were just like, "Let's go in together." And I just pee, and then as I'm pulling my pants, they're also peeing. To kind of save time.
Yeah.
And so peeing is not an issue.
But that came up when you were like looking up like what it, like as a, but it could be, I guess, for some people though. It's even if most people get to the point where it doesn't matter. Obviously, you don't generally pee in front of your boyfriend on the first date or 2 or 3, probably, right?
Yeah.
But I guess once you've slept with somebody, it's a big deal with peeing. But then again, what's the big deal with all that stuff? If you've had sex with someone, or particularly if you've had oral sex, if you've had oral sex, what's the big deal about
pooping?
or I was just like putting a tampon in or a Diva cup or whatever. If you've already spent time down there, who cares?
For some reason, I've decided peeing is okay and pooping is not.
Okay, all right. Though there are people who kind of like that. A friend of mine used to work at a brothel, not as a prostitute, but worked at a brothel, and said there were guys who would call up like a half an hour before and say, "Hey, I'm coming in, and I want to be crapped on." And so then like the prostitutes would have to take something that then made them kind of time to their crap, so that when the guy came in, she could shit on his chest. So
I guess for some people it's not
for some people I guess it's
a sexual.
For some people it's awesome. Some people that is awesome.
Yeah, for me,
the things we are missing out on, the joys of life, the deprivation that we put ourselves through.
That I'm okay missing out.
Yeah,
I do not want anyone.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with that.
Don't even like. I've seen your poop quite a few times because you don't flush the toilet.
Even that, when you saying that on camera and like in public, I felt a little twinge of a little embarrassment, to be 100% honest. Like, really? Do you have to tell the entire world that you've seen my poop? Everyone needs to know that? Just don't describe it. Keep going. Keep going with your story.
And I've had to flush it, but that's all I want to see.
Yeah, even that you don't
it's
like
enough.
it.
No, I don't like it. I like scream at you, Matthew, flush the toilet.
Yeah, like, I don't want to know that comes out of you. I like you so much. And then I see that and I'm like, I'm just not sure this relationship is going to be able to continue.
Okay, let's move on.
Moving on.
What else?
Scratching your crotch?
Oh, that I do all the time.
Yeah. All the time?
Not all the time, but like sometimes, like I just
did
it.
In there?
Yeah.
Oh, now that you mention it, actually, I could do a little arrangement down there.
I try not to do it when people are watching, but if it's.
But I'm okay.
If you're there. Yeah, definitely.
No, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
But
usually I have like this pimple, like I call it a period pimple, and I'm sure like a lot of women have it, but right before my period, I get this pimple on my, like at the top of my vagina. And I remember one time when I just was like, and then like once I get my period, it gets like raw and like I can squeeze it. And I did it once.
This is my favorite topic, by the way. If you're listening or watching, we have just come upon my favorite topic. Continue. And
I squeezed it and you screamed.
I probably did. So some people like that, right? Like I've definitely been in relationships where it's like, oh, there's a blackhead, let me pop that. In like high school relationships, I don't know what it is about high school girls, but I found that even like not girls that I was dating in high school, but friends would be like, oh, you have a blackhead, let me pop it, or you have a whitehead. I don't know where that comes from. And I don't know if that's something that carries over into adulthood, but that's weird. That's not something that, like, if you asked me to pop a pimple, that's not something I'd be like, oh, yes, like, let me get that for you.
I've been very lucky. I've actually never had a pimple, like, on my face, because I have really dry skin. But yeah, so the pimple either come, it's one pimple that's very painful. It used to come like on my, like right here on my head.
On your forehead.
On my forehead. And then it just decided to move to, I don't know, to my vagina one day. And now in my, the last couple of years, I've been having one there.
Yeah.
As well. So I don't know if I've been popping it in front of you or not. I think that was it.
Yeah, it happened just once or something, and that was not, I could have, that's not something I feel like needs to be a regular part of our relationship. I think I'm okay if that's not. But, if it is, it is. It's fine. And, I should actually, like, grow up and get over it anyways. But everyone's kind of entitled to their little things. Like earwax, for example, is not a thing that the body excretes that I particularly find. Like it used to be the grossest thing in the world to me. It was like when I was a kid and like a teenager, that the only two things that really were like freaked me out were spiders and earwax. I don't know why
Weird.
I chose earwax.
Okay, so is there anything else that...
Smell my armpits?
Oh, I have done that once.
Do I need to shower? Do I need deodorant?
Especially when we're going out and I don't have time to shower. I'm like, Matthew, do I, like, smell my armpits? Do I need to?
Yeah.
Do I need to shower right now?
No, you're okay. You're okay. Yeah. That's fine. I'm going to guess there's probably no way that after everything we've talked about, this last one is going to be gross for anybody who's still here. Because if you've gotten this far, like we should have started out with, have you ever shared a toothbrush with your boyfriend or girlfriend or partner? For some people, that would have been like, ooh, that's gross. Like,
that we have done.
Like now I'm going to have a hard time like continuing to listen to this. But those people are long gone from this particular episode without a question. But yeah, we've done that. Now,
a couple times.
Yeah.
But I feel like you are really good about bringing your toothbrush everywhere we go. I'm the one who like forgets to bring it. So I've used yours more than I guess.
I gotta say, sharing a toothbrush doesn't actually gross me out at all.
It doesn't.
I kiss you. So like, what's the big deal? Besides, you put toothpaste on it, which, in theory helps to clean your teeth. So whatever. But it became kind of weird for me when I had a dentist tell me that one of the issues with sharing a toothbrush is that, and if you have any bad bacteria in your mouth, like if you had any cavities or whatever, then there's bacteria there and that can then get into my mouth and vice versa. So I also feel like, boy, if you take my toothbrush, like...
But you're kissing me, you're getting all the bacteria.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's the same thing. And like, I'm not like putting my tongue like in and all over your teeth and rubbing it on my teeth. That's a little bit of a different thing. So,
okay, well, if I forget my toothbrush, I am using yours.
You use my toothbrush, and I'm okay with that. Actually, we used to always like put hydrogen, if we needed to share with the kids or something, we put hydrogen peroxide on it to kind of try and kill some of the germs. But yeah, it doesn't actually bother me except for that. So I think out of like those 7 kind of top things that couples either don't do or wait a long time in order they do, there's really only one at this point in our relationship that is still on the no-go list.
Which is?
Pooping in front of each other. That we don't do. Everything else. But I just want to say right at the end, when we went in, I looked at a little research, quite a few psychologists that I read online, which means this is definitely true, by the way, is that it's actually a really good sign to be able to fart in front of your partner, or just to be able to be really kind of like open. Because one of the things that one of the psychologists said I thought was interesting is that a lot of this stuff comes from shame. Right? And it's not necessarily inherent shame, it's socialized shame. You farted when you're a kid and you're like, so-and-so farted, or whatever, or even like blood during your period, or smelling. Like if you smell like it's gross to stink from your armpits, so why would I ever put my nose near your armpits? Might stink. This whole thing of kind of this fear of our own humanity, which is weird because being human, you're going to have stinky armpits unless you're me. You're going to pee, you're going to poop, you're going to fart, if you're a woman, you're going to bleed from your vagina. At some point, your balls are going to be itchy and you're going to need to scratch them. Like those things are just part of humanity. So when we try and deny that, and then it's all part of like just being like, I'm not okay with my own humanity, and therefore if I'm not okay with mine, how can I be okay with yours? And now there's all this stuff around it that's just cultural shame, that when you bring outside cultural shame into your relationship, how do you actually have a really open, free relationship when you're ashamed of just a part of your natural self and your partner, I just don't think it works.
Yeah, I'm realizing those cultural shames that you feel about like natural things. The other things I noticed the other day, I was at the gym and my boobs were so sweaty. And then there were all these guys and I kind of felt like a little bit of embarrassment. And I was just like, wait, what is this? Like, my boobs are sweaty. I am walking out. And I just went like, I just grabbed my boobs and I wiped it. And I was just like, move on. Just because I know that that's like shame that I have about those things.
Right, because as a woman, you're not supposed to have like sweaty boobs.
Correct. And I was just like, what is this? Like men are sweating, and like...
For us, it's like manly and sexy.
Yeah, and like they don't even have like, they have like tank tops, and I have a sports bra and a t-shirt and then I'm sweating and I'm ashamed about it,
Yeah.
And then like all these other things that you are told they're like not good, like they're like they bring some sort of shame, but it's weird because they bring shame, but yet we all do them.
Right, and I think that can really hurt a relationship. So therefore, this becomes a good way of saying, like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna even like a commitment to work on it or something, or to address it is actually I'm gonna accept myself for who I am. I'm gonna accept my humanity. I'm gonna accept your humanity, and we're just gonna be honest. Right? Honestly, I fart. Honestly, I poop. Honestly, I pee. Honestly, you bleed. Honestly, all these things. Like, let's just be honest and not try and hide those things. Because then if you have to hide that stuff, what else are you hiding in your relationship? So.
All right. So.
All right. Well, that's it. If you stayed till the end, wow. Like, serious trooper. Unbelievable. Thank you for tearing through this one with us. It was probably, if it was uncomfortable for you, it was definitely uncomfortable for me. But hey, that's going to be part of growing in our relationships and getting over whatever weird shame we have about the stuff our bodies just do.
Yeah, and email us and tell us the things that you do in front of your partner. And
be sure to include your first name and your last name so that we can let everybody know whose question it is or who has to say it. Just kidding, we won't do that, promise. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
All right, bye.